This has to be one of the greatest NBA trade deadlines of all time. You got to be kidding me. Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors? Oh, we got to talk about this one. There's more and more news coming out about this deal. It is a 5-team deal, ladies and gentlemen. Not just a simple, Miami Heat, No. 5 teams were involved with this deal. No wonder the deal took so long to happen. 5 teams involved? Like, come on now. What are we doing, guys? What kind of moves are we making, man? This has been one of the greatest deadlines ever. We got the Luka trade, we got the Fox trade, and now we got this. Like, wow. I have so many things I want to go over discussing this deal because there is so much that happened. So when it comes to the full deal of everything that happened, Jimmy Butler, he's a Golden State Warrior. Miami got Andrew Wiggins, PJ Tucker, and a protected first-round pick. Detroit got Lindy Walters and Josh Richardson. Utah got Dennis Schroeder, and Kyle Anderson's on his way to Toronto. So yeah, there's a big shakeup with this trade. A lot of people are moving in this trade. Let's start breaking all of it down. First off, I got to give my thoughts on the Golden State Warriors trading for Jimmy. Here's my take on them trading for Jimmy. Honestly, at this point, I feel like Golden State is just desperate to give, Curry that last good contending team, and I don't believe they're going to be able to do it. Jimmy Butler, bro, his stats this year are not much better than Andrew Wiggins. They're both averaging around 17 points per game this year. It's not much better. Honestly, at that point, you might want to go ahead and keep Andrew Wiggins. I know Jimmy Butler has this thing in the playoffs where he turns up. He's one of the best playoff performers I've ever seen with my own eyes. I've seen him. He's beaten my team twice in the playoffs. Remember all the way back in 2020, he beat them. These Milwaukee Bucks right here, he's done it to us. He's done it as an AFC, but Jimmy Butler's 35 years old, guys. Like, there's going to be a point where he's not able to go ahead and, put up 40-point games in the playoffs and dominate all the time. Truly, I believe this is just a desperation move by Golden State, especially with the fact that they weren't able to go ahead and get Kevin Durant. Because around 2 o'clock Central Time, there was news coming out that, Golden State really wanted to go ahead and get Kevin Durant, but, Kevin Durant said, no, I'm not really interested in a reunion happening, which I don't blame him. Why would you want to go to Golden State? There's nothing going on there, man. This isn't the 2018 Warriors where they're winning chips, man. This is truly the last hoorah for Golden State. They're trying to get everything they can so they can go ahead and try their best to win one more chip for Curry. And honestly, I don't think it's going to happen with Jimmy Butler there either. And another crazy thing that come out of this deal was Jimmy Butler got a contract extension with the Warriors. I don't know if I'm tripping or not, but didn't he just say he didn't want to go to the Warriors? Didn't he decline a trade to Golden State because he didn't want to sign a contract extension? Well, Buddy signed a contract extension. All right, 2 years, $121 million contract extension. You are paying Jimmy Butler $60 million for 2 years. 35-year-old Jimmy Butler, $60 million. Guys, Golden State, you guys are so incredibly desperate. It is actually really, really bad. And I honestly feel bad that Golden State is this desperate to go ahead and pay Jimmy this kind of money because it is not necessary whatsoever. I feel like the only way the Golden State Warriors win this trade if they win a championship or somehow go on a deep playoff run. Do I think that's happening? No, guys. It's not happening. I'm so sorry, Warriors fans, but I truly believe it's over, and I truly believe Curry should have been off that team a while ago. Well, not a while ago, I wouldn't say, because they've actually had some decent teams, but I think this might be the last year, or next year might be the last year Curry's a Warrior. If he wants to even continue play basketball, after his tenure with the Warriors is over. Because who knows? He might want to be that guy who just stays in Golden State the whole time, wants to be the next Dirk. He's like, you know what? I don't want to play for another team. I'm just going to hang it up. He's just going to let the ship ride out. But truly, I think if Curry wants to go win another championship, it will not be in Golden State. He's definitely going to have to go somewhere else to go ahead and win that chip. And I think the biggest reason why I believe that, and many other people believe that as well, is because there's just so many teams in the Western Conference that are good now. I mean, what? You got the Nuggets, you got the Thunder, you got, the Lakers just traded for Luka, you got the Minnesota Timberwolves, even though they've been kind of having a down year this year. There are so many great teams in the Western Conference, and it just makes everything difficult for them because there's so many good teams to go ahead and compete. And I don't think Golden State's on that top caliber for them to go ahead and compete. Now, it's funny because I actually love this trade for the Miami Heat. They got Andrew Wiggins. He's a solid piece. They got rid of Jimmy Butler, a guy who doesn't want to play there, and you're just paying him money to not do anything. He was suspended. That's a great move right there. You got rid of an aging superstar that doesn't want to be there anymore. And you got Andrew Wiggins, a pretty solid role player out of it. You got a first-round pick, and you got PJ Tucker. I know PJ Tucker's dude's in his 40s, and he's going to hang it up anytime soon. But, hey, I guess it's just some cool defensive piece that you can have this year. But I really like how they got Wiggins, and I really like how they got the first-round pick. And for all the other teams, man, Dennis Schroeder, I pray for you in Utah. Maybe, you know, you can go ahead and get some more playing time there. You can shoot the ball more. I really don't know how that's going to go for you. It's nice to see Schroeder on like a contending team because genuinely his three ball can be absolutely extraordinary to certain teams who needs it. Kyle Anderson to Toronto. I mean, it's Kyle Anderson, man. It's Kyle Anderson. In Detroit, they also got 2 decent players out of it. So you know what? This isn't the worst thing in the world. But genuinely, I feel like this trade is going to go down as a huge loss for Golden State. I truly don't think that this is going to work out for them. Like, it just doesn't move me, man. There's so many good teams in the Western Conference. A team with Jimmy Butler, Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield, Moses Moody, Brandon Pod, Tracy Jackson Davis, Kevin Looney, and Gary Payton II. You might say, oh, that's a pretty solid roster. That's a deep team. That isn't that good of a roster, I feel like, nowadays. I mean, Butler and Steph, they're going to do their thing. Steph has not been the greatest thing in the world this year. Honestly, he's been having a down year this year, which is kind of really sad to see a guy like Steph have a down year this year. Butler, we really don't know what he's going to do either. He has missed a ton of games. He's been suspended. He's been unsuspended. In games where he's been unsuspended, he hasn't been playing well. So that's also going to be interesting to see. Draymond's Draymond. He's up there in age. Honestly, I was expecting him to get moved at the deadline for Kevin Durant if that was going to go ahead and happen, but it didn't happen. Jonathan Kuminga, man, it's what, year 4? And he hasn't taken that all-star level jump. We have seen this flashes over and over again for Kuminga, but generally, I don't think it's happened. Buddy Hield is the greatest player ever for like the first 5 games when you get him on your team, and then after that, it's just... And then the bench unit, Brandon Pod's like... I think the biggest takeaway that comes out of this trade is just the way that the Warriors have just fumbled over these past couple of, you know, free agencies, especially last year. You have a chance to go ahead and get a guy like Lauri Markkanen, a guy who's been balling in Utah and really starting to show out. And the reason why they don't do that trade is because they can't give up Kuminga. Like I said, it's been 4 years. He's shown flashes, but when you can get an all-star level player like a guy like Lauri Markkanen, you got to take that deal. You just got to take it. Also, the same thing with Paul George. Even though Paul George is not good anymore, like we see him in Philly with Embiid, he is not good. Still, he still has his moments where he looks like a pretty high caliber player. They fumbled that as well. There's a whole bunch of reports about them trying to get LeBron, but like we all know that's not happening. The Warriors just keep finding ways to fumble the offseason, and I've truly seen that over the last couple of years, especially last year. Well, I also just got some new news as I'm recording this. Shams has just tweeted Miami's working toward a resolution with Kyle Anderson. Apparently, the Toronto portion of the deal fell through, and you know he could stay or could be moved. A massive deal, of course, with many moving parts, as Shams says. Now, I don't think the whole deal is going to fall apart because of this. I hope it doesn't. It'd be really funny if I'm like recording this video and then the whole deal falls apart and then I'm like, hey guys, so everything I just said about the Jimmy Butler trade isn't true. Because he's not getting moved, but I highly doubt that's going to all happen. A deal should still be good, but that's just the news that's coming out while I'm making this video. But yeah, guys, I truly think that's my biggest thoughts on this Jimmy Butler deal. I still don't see it. Jimmy Butler's agent, go get a raise, my guy. $60 million for 2 years for a guy who keeps getting suspended and hasn't been playing basketball. You rock, my guy. You rock. You need to go ahead and, you know, get yourself a raise because you've honestly been cooking. I think Jimmy should give you some of that money because you've done a great thing for the community of Jimmy Butler. I hope he can go ahead and get all the coffee he wants with that. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. I bet you didn't expect me to upload twice in a day. It's okay, because I didn't either. But you know what? After the Luka video kind of did well, I was like, you know what? Might as well do these more action videos, more trade deadline stuff happens. I was going to do a De'Aaron Fox one, but I was busy on that day and I didn't have enough time to record and go ahead and edit. But I got a ton of time right now. So if you enjoy, please drop a like and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. And I will see you guys in the next video coming out very shortly.